Hi, my name's John. I'm one of the financial wellbeing coaches at Finwell. So, as an employer, what sort of benefits do you get from having a one-to-one solution for financial wellbeing? Well, we have a load of information that's available on the Financial Wellbeing Month guide that talks about some of the benefits, but some key things that we see. We're seeing particular needs in younger audiences, people who are recently starting employment, people who are starting their first steps on their financial life cycle, so generally in their 20s, maybe early 30s, haven't yet bought their first home, maybe wondering how on earth they're going to do that, and are finding that with cost of living, an increase in rent in particular, that money is stretched and it's difficult in order to make it work. And financial coaching, both in terms of education at a workshop level, but then helping people on a one-to-one basis to better understand their circumstances, can really help empower people. The benefit to the employee is probably obvious. It means that they can make their money work harder. It means that they can potentially start building some resilience in, maybe save some money towards a deposit for their first home and start their financial journey. But for the employer, what we see is that a number of different benefits that come through. The first thing is that employees are less worried, they're less anxious about money problems, it becomes less of a stress. And hell, there's plenty of things to worry about in the life, but if you can remove these things, they're more likely to concentrate on the work and doing the best they can. But also we see by helping educate people about how they can make their money work harder, they're less likely to chase the coin rather than the right job for them. They're less likely to try and find a new employer who's going to pay them an extra £1,000, £2,000 a year because they believe that will make the difference and make their finances easier. Money's always tight depending on people's situation, but if you can reduce that pressure point, then people can start focusing on genuinely doing the very best they can in their work, and it makes a real difference. So at one end we've got the young end of the market. The other end we've seen a significant growth in terms of the data sets are telling us that in terms of future planning, people at the other end of their career really need help. So people in their 50s in particular are starting to think more about retirement and what happens post-work. I think COVID and the pandemic has really helped focus people's minds on that and thinking actually what happens next. But there is a big gap out there in terms of people's knowledge about how retirement planning works. Often people have many different pots in different places, but also understanding what their employer's pension scheme is all about, and how they can use it to make the most of it to help them meet the goals that they want. And again, this is where that buy-in for employers comes in. If people can better understand their pension schemes, they can invest more time and energy and potentially more money in it. They can be more bought into the fact that actually the scheme is beneficial to them, which most of the time they are, but people don't realise it. It's another benefit that they see as an asset rather than just something that actually isn't very good, which I hear all the time with pensions. We can really help with that in terms of that education bit, which means that people are more engaged with their employers. So there you go. There's a little bit about how we work as a business and how Financial Wellbeing Month can really help with that. So why don't you come along, look at some of our workshops, see what you think, and hopefully use us or somebody else in the future to engage your employees with financial wellbeing.